Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In this video, it's going to be a continuation of my previous video where I give you a Honda Civic Type R buyer's guide. So if you haven't checked that video out, make sure you go and check that video out. I'm going to leave a title card up in the corner so you can go ahead and check that out. So in this video, I'm mostly going to be talking about things that you should be looking out for on a Honda Civic Type R before you decide to make a purchase of buying one once you've actually found one. So with that being said, let's get right into this video. This is going to be majorly a one take, so just be on the lookout for that. It's not going to be over edited or anything. I might do a few cuts here or there if necessary, but other than that, I just kind of want to get right into it. So first things first, let's go ahead and talk about the car. So the first thing that I really want to discuss is whether or not the car is tuned. If the car is tuned, you're going to be wanting to look out for a few things like did the previous owner have full bolt-ons on the car and did they not? A lot of times if you're finding a stock Type R that was previously modded, a lot of times the previous owner will have put the entire car back to stock and they've sold all of their aftermarket parts. So you kind of want to make sure all those parts are going to be put back into place, etc., etc. One way to tell if your car is tuned or not, actually I think it may be the only way to tell if your car is tuned or not, is by plugging in a K-Pro or a Hondata to see if the ECU has been jailbroken. So now there used to be only one way you can jailbreak these. Back when I jailbroke my car, I had to send in the ECU. Nowadays you can buy a flasher and you can do it from home. So just be on the lookout for those. Make sure that the car is either tuned or not tuned. You just want to know just in case it'll void your warranty, which kind of leads me into the next thing I want to talk about, which is the warranty. So typically the way warranties work with Honda, I don't know how they work with other make and manufacturers, but usually your car's warranty will not be voided unless the parts that you put onto the car are the reason why you're going in for warranty work. So if you have an intake and you're going in for like suspension work, you never touch the suspension but you have an intake, the intake should not void the warranty. Be on the lookout for that, because a lot of dealers, they'll say if you did one mod to your car is void of warranty, but that is not how warranties work. So if you ever get that, try to fight it, or what you can do is go to another dealership. Simple as that. Now just be on the lookout for that, because I've been hearing stuff on forums, on Facebook, a bunch of other places about how dealers try to void out someone's warranty just because they've had simple modifications to their car. Now another thing is, when you're picking up one of these cars, you want to try and get as much of the records as possible from what the previous owner had. So my car, well, I plan on keeping my car. I don't ever plan on selling this. I will probably take this car with me to the grave if I can. Just bury my TE37s in the casket with me. Just do that, please. Shit, I'll roll down the street with TE37s on my casket, you know what I mean? But anyway, like I'm saying, for me, because I do a lot of work on my car and I do dealership work on my car, like sometimes if I'm just not feeling like I want to change the oil myself, I will go to the dealership and get it changed. And I always keep my records of the stuff that I do get done. So I do keep backlog of my records. If you can, try and see if your car that you're looking into, your Type R that you're looking into, has all the records and it has proof of work. And you also want to make sure that it has not been crashed before and things of that nature. My car has actually been rear-ended before, and I did have to take it in for insurance work. So just keep in mind and be on the lookout for things of that nature. That's going to be really helpful. So another thing I want to talk about is I can't really jack up the car because I'm out here in the middle of nowhere. But you want to check the undercarriage, make sure the under tray is there and everything like that. Just be on the lookout for that, because I know I've run over, because my car's low. It's lowered on Eibach sport lowering springs, and I do scrape quite a bit, and so my undercarriage does show scrapage. I mean, I don't know if that'll bother you or not. And also just depending on where you live. You know, if you live up north where there's a lot of snow, check for rust. I know these are brand new cars, but you know, people don't take care of their cars in the manner that you would probably like them to, especially if you're getting the cars secondhand. So just keep a lookout for things like that. Always check the undercarriage when you are purchasing these cars, you know what I mean? But another thing, your brakes. So these brakes, they are performance brakes. You know, Brimbos, their brake pads do build up a lot of brake dust. As you can see right here, that is a lot of brake dust. And let me think. I'm on my second set of brakes. I didn't get my brakes changed until about 40-something thousand miles, but I should have gotten them done probably like 30,000 because I did go bare metal on my back rotor. I think it was this back rotor, and I did end up having to change out the whole rotor. But I ended up changing out both rotors on both sides, and now I'm pretty like up to date when it comes to switching out my brake pads, etc., etc. And also when it comes to that part of the car, you're gonna be wanting to check out the wheels and the tires. Now, if you are getting a Type R with over 15,000 miles, I'll say that, and it has the original tires on it with the original wheels, you are going to want to switch out those tires. The OEM tires are only rated for like 10 to 12,000 miles. I have seen friends go all the way up to like 16,000 miles on the stock OEM tires. That may have just been an outlier, but what I'm telling you is you're going to be switching out tires a lot. You can do what I did. I ended up picking up some 18s, and I ended up wrapping, what are these, 255, 35, 18s on them all seasons. And I have been running on these same tires, and they still have a great amount of grip, and I have been on them for about 35,000 miles, and they are still going. I will be looking into getting them replaced probably when I hit around 40,000 miles on these wheels and tires. So we will see about that. And honestly, it's like, if you're not tracking the car, it's just personal preference. I chose all seasons because I used to daily this car, and I want to get as much mileage of my tires as I possibly could. You know, in the long run, I was trying to save money, and I ended up picking up the Adven Sport All Season Pluses, and these tires are great. They are kind of noisy in some cases, but these tires are great, and I would highly recommend them. One thing though, if you're going my wheel spec, which is a 18 by 9.5 plus 40 offset, I think, or 45, I'm not sure, but I would go 265 35 18 instead of 255. Just go ahead and go for that extra meat. But like I was saying, if you are going to find a Type R with like 15,000 miles or higher, and they're still on the OEM wheels and tires, you're gonna have to get those changed. So that's up to you whether or not you want to go the route I took with new wheels, or if you want to keep the OEM look, which looks so nice. My wheels only have 2,000 miles on them, and they're sitting in storage right now, and I do plan on switching them back on here eventually, just because, like, just to switch up the look. Maybe I'll put on the OEMs for a bit and then wrap up the TEs. But yeah, you can go that route too if you do choose to. Another thing with these cars is the transmission. Knock on wood, there's trees around me, but I'm not near them, so I'm not gonna knock on them. But these transmissions, they are kind of fickle, according to a lot of people. Second gear grind is an issue with these cars. I've gotten lucky that I don't get second gear grind. I notice though, whenever I do get second gear grind, I'm driving the car really hard, and I'm throwing it from second to third, or I'm downshifting from third to second, and I might get a grind every now and then. But what thing that I did notice is when I did get my transmission fluid flushed, I haven't had a grind since then. And I got my transmission flushed a couple months ago. It had to have been at least 6 months ago now, and I haven't had a grind since then. So yeah, check out the transmission. You're gonna want to test drive the car. I mean, if it's used, they should be allowing you to test drive it. If they're not allowing you to test drive it, go ahead and try and find another Type R. At this point, with used Type Rs, you're going to want to test drive it. A new one, I bought mine new before I even test drove it. They wouldn't let me test drive it, but I knew. You know what I mean? Like, I knew. And I knew I was going to keep this car forever regardless. So that is the thing with that. But those are things that I really think you, as a future buyer or someone who has just bought their car, should look out for. And you should really take note of all the things that I've said in this video. With that being said, that is pretty much the video. If any owners want to help someone out help them join the community. You know, the Type R community is growing as cars switch between owners, from previous owners to new owners. We are getting new people in the community every day. So yeah, if you're a Type R owner already, make sure you leave some comments down below and help some new people out. You know, we're a good community, and like, I want to see the community grow with the Type Rs, you know, new faces. That's all fun. A lot of people are going to be going to the FL5 soon, and a lot of people are going to be coming to the FK8 now that they have the opportunity to. So with that being said, leave a comment down below. Make sure you help some people out, you know, keep it a nice tight-knit community where we're all helping each other. And yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much.